What is up, family? I am back again, and what a week we have gone through. It has been a very rough week, wouldn't you guys agree? Starting off with just yesterday on Friday, where we had a massive air travel issue in which computer systems were completely shut down. Yes, this ended up affecting air travel all over the country, as you can see right here, where it says that share of flights delayed or canceled on July the 19th in multiple areas. And like I said, this was across the country in various, most of the hubs in regards to these different airlines, such as Dallas, Texas, as well as Houston, Texas, and other states that we can see on the map, including Miami. It was a disaster. Air travelers leaving Atlanta, Houston, Detroit areas were some of the roughest areas in which flights were delayed or either canceled, or they couldn't even get their computers on. I received a phone call early on Friday morning saying that hospitals, their elevators were not working, their computers were not shutting on, multiple things going on all over the country. And this is all because of one particular issue, one particular company or two companies dealing with Microsoft and a company called CrowdStrike, in which they ended up installing a new update to the software, and it pretty much shut everything down. As you can see right here, it was a day of chaos in which CrowdStrike, their outage disrupted 911 dispatches as well as hospitals and flights across the country. As you can see in this particular video right here, where Delta Airlines could not get their computers turned on. People were unable to ride the elevators up at hospitals, which means that was causing major chaos, specifically for individuals that are in things like wheelchairs. Yes, guys, this was a global IT outage. And in fact, this was the largest IT outage in history. And yes, this was all between Microsoft and CrowdStrike, in which CrowdStrike installed this update that pretty much caused major chaos. Were you guys affected by this? I mean, it was just affecting everyone. As you can see how a single software update is shutting down the internet. We thought that Kim Kardashian shut down the internet a few years ago, but this was much, much bigger. One of the largest in history that we have ever seen. And obviously, as a result, CrowdStrike, in regards to their stock on the stock exchange, their shares dropped down by 11% because of this major outage. Now, in comparison, what that 11% looks like, the stock initially dropped $100, but it ended up bouncing back, in which it closed down about $40 at the end of trading market on Friday. So anyways, yes, this pretty much hit businesses all across the United States as well as the world. This was affecting a lot of people, guys. And yes, guys, it doesn't stop there, because this just gives us sort of an insight in what we could see in the near future. And what am I talking about right now? We are not talking about another update in regards to CrowdStrike. We are talking about the major issue that is going on that the United States could face within the next few years or so, or in fact within the next few months. We are talking about the information, the secret information that we have been told by the FBI, in which Russia and China are working together to shut down the United States infrastructure. Today, or Friday, pretty much gave us what that could potentially look like, in which I'm talking about, as you can see, Intel officials have been warning the United States multiple times for multiple months, yes, about Russia and China working together on plans for cyber attacks against the United States infrastructure. And what we are talking about in regards to infrastructure, we are specifically referring to our water system companies as well as our electrical grid. Can you imagine if the electrical grid and our water system was shut down in the United States? What type of havoc that is going to bring upon the American people? That could be a tragedy. I can't even imagine what you would do without any running water in your home, or even no electricity. Cars would not be able to get gasoline, and people just wouldn't be able to go anywhere. So that means could the repair people actually repair the U.S. infrastructure system if something like this was to go down? But like I said, guys, this is something that we need to keep in the back of our minds, because top intelligent officials are continuously telling the Senate, Congress as well as the President of the United States that they are continuously working on this in which bringing down the U.S. infrastructure. Guys, you need to keep this in the back of your mind because Russia and China are at the forefront of this, and they could be working with other individuals as well. That is why a lot of IT and security companies are working to get with the water system plant companies as well as the U.S. Electrical grid to work with them on getting some type of plan in place in case this actually happens, to bring systems back up as well as to prevent it from even happening. But so far, guys, I believe that we are so far well behind in regards to this particular matter, but at least I want to bring it up to you today. I know we've talked about it previously on this channel, but here we are again, seeing what could actually happen, just what we saw yesterday, in which we could potentially see something 10 times worse than that in the near future. Keep your eyes peeled for this information. But anyways, moving on from that, we also had a huge week in regards to the potential of the former President Donald Trump potentially being assassinated by this lone individual. Yes, that was a tragedy, guys, and that was pretty scary, guys, just to think that that could actually happen in this country. But anyways, things are heating up in that particular forefront in regards to the presidential race, the presidential election. It is getting crazy out there, specifically starting with the current president, President Joe Biden, in which he is not doing well, guys. You can see it on the screens, you can see it on the videos, continuously displaying his slowness, if you will, in regards to interacting with certain people. Things don't necessarily look good for the current president of the United States. And in fact, he continuously saying that he is going to continue to run for the next president because he wants to beat the former president, Donald Trump, once again. But Democrats are not necessarily feeling this. In fact, we are now saying that there are more Democrats, specific Democrats, that are calling for the President Joe Biden to step down and exit the 2024 election. Yes, we now have 13 more Democrats that are calling for this to happen, including some Nancy Pelosi allies. Yes, it says that the number of Biden detractors on Capitol Hill are now standing at 35, or more than 10% of the combined Democratic caucuses in the House and the Senate. And they are all calling for the president to step down. Let someone else step up, because if you don't, this is going to be an easy win for the former president Donald Trump, in which you guys saw the RNC convention that happened just a couple of days ago. All week, in fact, they had a tremendous turnout, and they actually had a very good event. So they have a lot of momentum going on, especially since the attempt of the assassination. Guys, they are steamrolling this all the way until the finish line. But on the other side, the Democrats, it seems like they are lacking in certain areas. So will they do what's necessarily if they want to win this particular election? I don't necessarily know, but so far President Joe Biden is saying that he will not step down. He is calling on individuals to stop urging him to step down as well. In fact, we also got a private letter that was allegedly written by the former President Barack Obama, in which he is now calling for Biden to step down as well. So that was actually a shocker, but they did say that Obama is not telling Biden directly to his face. He is sending the information indirectly in a particular letter that is going to the Biden administration. But anyways, guys, the biggest question is if Biden does step down, who will be the potential candidate to run against the former president Donald Trump? Will it be Kamala Harris? We don't necessarily know, but some individuals are saying that Biden go ahead and step down and then endorse Kamala Harris. Well, I don't know if that can actually happen or not, but I don't think the American people are going to necessarily go for that. But you never know in this particular political climate. But anyways, in fact, speaking of Kamala Harris, we are now having reports that she is also having private meetings with particular donors, saying that they want, or they are suggesting that Biden step down as well. Now, that could be a little bit worrisome, because Kamala Harris would want Biden to step down so she can potentially become the next president as well. So anyways, obviously she would be pushing and calling for that. But anyways, we don't necessarily know how these donors are going to be responding to this, because they are the ones that are pretty much providing money in regards to the campaign trail for President Joe Biden. So anyways, but like I said, Trump has had an amazing week after the assassination, because he picked up even more momentum than he had previously. And so far, so many people have been endorsing him since that attempt of the assassination. And as you can see, they had the large 4-day RNC convention this week. And yes, I believe that it went very, very well. And the last day, the former President Donald Trump actually spoke, and he talked about how that incident played out in regards to the assassination, how it meant to him, how it affected him, as well as his wife, Melania Trump. But anyways, guys, one most important thing that happened at the RNC meeting is which Donald Trump, he ended up paying an emotional tribute to the fallen firefighter that ended up losing his life at that particular assassination attempt. Yes, I believe his name was Corey Comparator. But anyways, he was a firefighter, and I believe that he shielded his family and ended up taking a bullet and ended up losing his life. So I definitely want to take the time right now to solicit you guys for your prayers. We definitely want to pray for him, his family, as well as his loved one and his friends, because he ended up losing his life from this particular event that happened last week. So anyways, guys, yes, he ended up doing this emotional tribute to him, and it went very well. But anyways, we definitely want to have a moment of silence for that particular firefighter. So but anyways, guys, that is not the last type of assassination in regards to the former President Donald Trump, because ever since then, guys, multiple different types of alerts and threats have been coming out since that attempt, in which we just seen yesterday where a Florida man was accused of threatening to take out Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, which is his running mate for the vice president of the United States. So this is just one particular instance where we are seeing multiple of these particular threats coming out in regards to the former president, as well as wanting to take him out, wanting to take his family out, as well as the new vice president running mate to the former president Donald Trump. So anyways, guys, I don't necessarily see this ending anytime soon. I believe that the former president Donald Trump has beefed up his security after that particular failed attempt of the assassination, and hopefully they will continue to protect him. And I would also assume that they would also be beefing up the security in regards to the president Joe Biden as well, because if it is happening on one side, I would only assume that it is probably going to happen on the other side as well. So we definitely want to pray for both of those particular presidential candidates that is running for the 2024 presidential election. We definitely want to keep them safe during this time. We don't need any type of violence such as that. We definitely want to keep them safe. Pray for them, pray for their families, as well as those that are surrounding them, as well as Secret Service. They are doing a tough job right now in regards to protecting both of them because of all the rhetoric from both sides. So definitely keep them lifted up in your prayers as well. But anyways, guys, like I said, it has been a rough week. Hopefully we can look forward to having a better week next week, guys. We would only assume that we will have a better week, guys. I really highly feel that we will, guys. Wouldn't you guys agree? If so, please hit that like button on this video. I would really appreciate it. And then if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here. But outside of all that, I hope to see you on the next video.